Greetings crafters, it's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. I'm here to share with you today a new die that we have and some fun projects. Thanks for stopping by to join with us. My husband and I are the owners of Creek Bank Creations. We are a small family-owned business in Perrysville, Indiana. You can find us online at www.creekbankcreations.com. Today we're going to talk about the freestanding tunnel card die. This is a new die for us, fall 2020, and this makes a dimensional tunnel card. So really cool card that you can actually fold flat and then put in a A2 size envelope. So the accessory die that goes with the freestanding tunnel card is the window die. The window die is designed to fit the opening of the tunnel card, so that makes a little accent that you can add to it if you want to. The window card also fits really well on the slim card, so that's a really good option to use with the window die as well. Now here's what you need to know about this die. When you open it up, the base die is 9.5 inches long. It's a long die. That means if you have a standard cutting platform, it's not going to fit. So you're going to need the extended cutting platform. We're cutting with the Sizzix Vagabond or the Sizzix Big Shot machine. Both of those are interchangeable as far as your cutting plates, but you do need the extended cutting platform and the extended cutting plates. Now, when you buy your machine, more than likely you have the extended cutting platform and short cutting plates, and you need long plates. So we do have those on the website, and you'll need those in order to cut the very long base. So fun projects that you can make with these. Once you build that dimensional box, you can make the box go horizontal or vertical. Get you a good vision here of it. And you can just have all kinds of creative fun decorating the box. Here's what's great. When you want to mail it, it'll fold flat and you can mail it. So you can see there, it's got the little channels. It's got an inside piece in there, and you can accent and put all kinds of fun things in the inside of it. So the sky is the limit as to what you can do with it to decorate it. This particular freestanding tunnel card shows the window die, and you can see how you can actually close that and mail that, and when they get it, they can open it up and they can actually make that window open up, and they can see the sunshine in there. So lots of different things you can do with it to decorate it, and the window die is a fantastic accessory. Now you can see that the sky is the limit as to what you can do to decorate it. Fun, fun, fun. So lots of ways to work with it. We have an entire series of edge dies, and the edge dies are designed to coordinate with the window die. So I want to show you those, and I want to remind you that anytime we have a video, there is a blog post to go with it, www.creekbankcreations.com, and there's a Pinterest page. So you can go to our Pinterest page and you can see the samples that I'm showing you and see other samples. And the blog has clickable links. So if you're looking for clickable links to the products that we're talking about today, you can find that on the blog. Now, the edge dies that we have are all in different size packaging. And here's what you need to know. They're all 5.75 inches in length, okay? So I learned in the beginning, we made very large packages, and I learned that this is the farm edges. And here's what I love about farm edges. There's a little cow in there. So if you're a farm person, that's fun. I learned after we did this for a while that we could actually make the packaging a little bit smaller. And so these are still, this is the new product, Villages 006. And brand new for us is the fall pieces. And then we have the Halloween, and these fall and Halloween, I don't even have samples with them yet to show you. We'll get them on the Pinterest page, but I don't have any here with me today. And here is the snow Christmas edges. So much fun you can have with them. You can even do, so today we're going to look at the Nativity set. Get that a good image for you. And what I wanted to show you was you can take those edge dies. Here's our Snow Fun Christmas. See how that's dimensional? Show you from this other end what that looks like. Okay, there you go. You can take those edge dies and do a border for your scrapbook page. So I ran it through the first time, and then I just picked the die up and moved it over and ran it through a second time and added the Merry Christmas large sentiment. So you can see the edge dies. You can do a lot with them. Lots of fun with the edge dies. So I am ready to turn this camera down and show you how to make the Nativity card. Let's try our hand at the freestanding tunnel card. Now I'm going to do the Nativity version for you guys. And this is the Nativity Christmas edges, and just a really fun, easy project to make. And we are working with the freestanding tunnel card. And I wanted to show you, when you open this up, this is what you're going to get in that die package. There's that very long base, and then you have the inside piece, and you have the stitched rectangles that go on the inside for the windows. So we're going to learn how to set those up. I'm going to teach you how to do that. You also have these pieces in there. Now I'm working on, what you're seeing here is our large magnetic sheet. We sell this in an 8.5 by 11 format, and it is made to store these extra large dies. So we have the magnetic sheet, and we have a plastic storage envelope for it as well. So this banner piece does come with the set, and you'll find it in there. You'll notice on our cards, I don't always use it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends what I'm doing. But it is made to fit on the front of the tunnel card. And I am using the oval stand-up sentiments Merry Christmas, but it has Happy Birthday, Happy Anniversary, Happy Thanksgiving, Sending My Love, Autumn Wishes. So this is a really good stamp set to go with the stand-up. So we're going to die cut. I've already die cut these pieces, but I want to show you in the very beginning how we set this up. So we have a area on our website called downloads, and you can go to the downloads area and you can download a PDF file. And this is a 2-page PDF file. And you want to make sure that you're printing to size, not fit to page. Okay, so in order for this to be set up right, you want to do print to size, not fit to page. So what you're going to do is you're going to print it off, and then you're going to take your die. I designed these dies so that you could put any shape that you want with them. So we're going to use the rectangles that actually came with the set, but you could put a circle in here or a square or a ornament shape. You can mix and match them. Here's what I want to show you how I do this. You're going to need to print this off, and then you're going to need to take a clear sheet of acetate, and we sell acetate on our website. We have the medium weight and the lightweight. You can use either of them. I have the medium weight here. I really like the stability that it offers, but you can use the lightweight too. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our acetate right on top of our pattern. See if you can see that. And I have it square with these on this line, horizontal and vertical. And then we're going to take our base die and we're going to lay it right on top. So I'm going to turn the die over, and I'm going to run some 1/4-inch tape right down there. Now this is our 1/4-inch super tacky tape. We're gonna run it down both sides, push it down really well, and I'm gonna take my die pick, remove the tape liner. This is the Sizzix die pick, and I love it for removing the tape liner. It is actually the die ejection tool, but it works great to pull tape liner off. Okay, now what we want to do is take our die and we're going to line it up exactly with those lines and push it down right into that clear acetate. Push it down. Now, we're going to take our centerpiece and we are going to put it right on top of that line, and that will have set up our center window for us. So I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to run 2 pieces of adhesive down it. And I do not cover up the injection holes. These little holes are called ejection holes, so you can poke things out if you need to. So you're going to go to the website, download the free PDF file, and now you have a setup sheet. So this is set up in here perfectly. Later, if you wanted to, you could use undo adhesive remover to take this apart, and you could put a circle in there or a heart. You can change it out. That's fun. Take your scissors, just trim right along that edge, and now you have your die set up where the inside of it is set up perfectly. Let's do the other one. Okay, there's our setup sheet. We're gonna take our acetate sheet. We're gonna set it on there. And you'll notice my acetate is not the actual full size, but it is covering the whole entire window area over here, which is what I need. So I'm going to take my adhesive and I'm going to run it down that edge. See if you can see it. All the way down. I like to run it down this edge. And we know that we need it on this other edge. So we're going to stick it over there. Went a little long. We're going to take the pick tool, remove the tape liner. And then we're going to set that up. And that acetate will just help center that die for us. So what I do is I hold it and I look and I line those edges up. And I have a perfect thing here. I'm going to set that down. And I have my base all set up for me. And then I'm going to take my tape and do the same thing with my inside piece. Now, I have the 1/4 inch tape here. It is a little long if you're not careful. So if you get it hanging off the edge, if you're not exactly perfect, you'll want to fold that tape edge in. So I'm going to take off that tape liner on both sides. And if I have a little bit of tape hanging over, and I do right here, I'm just going to take my finger and push that in. Make sure I don't have any adhesive sticking out on that edge. And now I can go in and I can line this up exactly where I want it. And I will have it centered exactly in my die. Now, if I put it down there and I'm like, oh shoot, it's crooked, I can take my undo adhesive remover and I can put my undo on here, just slide it underneath there, get it wet, and that will allow me, undo suspends adhesion, so as long as that's wet, I can pull that up and then let it dry, and then when I'm ready, I can go back, center everything back up, and stick it on. Now, this is the way you could remove it and add a circle or a different shape on the inside. You just have to figure out how to layer them up. And you could write on the overhead the acetate with a Sharpie and mark your shapes. So if you wanted to layer up circles, you could You could mark it with a Sharpie, and you could have different patterns. We're gonna trim this out. And now we have our two pieces. This is our base piece, and this is our window, and they are ready to die cut. I keep the pattern that I traced off in my envelope with my dies. Now I have already die cut my project for today, and I have cut 2 of those in white cardstock. It does help if you cut with a heavier cardstock. So there's my window, and here's my base. Okay, and we're going to train the folds. So just take your folds, fold those up, and there's your box that you've made. This is your inside panel. We're gonna train our folds up just right along there. Now, after we've got our folds taken care of, I like to open this up and draw a pencil line right along that inside fold, right there and right there. That's just an edge, just a marking for us, just so we can see things better. Now, our card has 3 layers, and I've used the Nativity Edges die. We're gonna cut the first panel in craft, and then the next layer in blue, the last layer in gold. And I cut the shapes, and the first shape here is 3.5 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide. The blue shape is 4.5 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide. The gold piece of paper, 5 inches tall this way, 3.5 inches wide. So when I go to cut my shape, I take my die and I lay it right along the top edge of my paper, and I die cut. So this shape is already pre-cut to size. I lay my die on it and I die cut. And one of the things I wanted to show you was Sizzix has the little side cutting plates. And if we're going to die cut, we can take our die and we can lay that on top, put that on our cutting plate. This is my cutting plate. I like to cut on the chrome precision plate whenever I can. So I can set this on top, and because I only need 3.5 inches, that's all I need of it, and I can cut it with the small cutting plate. If I have a really small, like if I just want the packages, I can literally just place that on top. So these little cutting plates are only $3.99. They're called Sidekick cutting pads standard. And they're actually made for the little Sidekick, but you can use it in the Vagabond or the Big Shot, and it'll save on your cutting pads. Okay, so I have already cut my my first piece, and when you look at the first panel, this die is actually made so that the cow is over and separated a little bit from the baby Jesus. That's because if you wanted to make this in a landscape format, you could, but we're using it as a vertical. So what we're gonna do is cut this piece, and I centered the baby Jesus on it, and then I cut a second one, and we wanna add the cow back in to our set. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut the cow, cut that partial cow off, trim this off, and I'm going to add that cow back in. I'm just going to move him a little bit closer. So I'm going to use my Art Institute today. I like to use liquid glue on these projects. I think it gives them a little more stability. So you can just kind of figure out how much of that cow you want to show and then trim him off. That edge is really not going to show. He'll be lost on the inside of the card. Okay, So we've got our first panel, and we're gonna take our craft set right there, and we are going to adhere that right along the bottom edge, and we're gonna center it there, and we're gonna use liquid glue all along the edge. So I'm using the Art Institute liquid glue with the steel. It comes with that. It does not come with the steel nozzle. They sell we have it on the website, a steel nozzle to go with it so you can control it. So we're gonna set our Nativity in there. We're gonna turn it over. And you can see we have our first piece in. Now, we're gonna take our inside piece. This is going to go on the inside. And we're gonna flatten that out. We're gonna take our Mary and Joseph, and we're gonna set those right on top of that panel. So I'm gonna turn it over and add glue right along the edge. Just like that. We're gonna glue this in the front. Now, the card we're making today does not have any foam tape inside of it. You can pop these up on foam tape, and that adds another little layer of dimension. If you look at the card that Diane made, this is just a beautiful set with the Village train set. It really is made so it can just stand up. If you look in the side there, you'll see that she used foam tape there for dimension. And that's really nice if you're gonna leave it setting up, but it doesn't collapse and fold flat. But it is a wonderful thing to give someone. And you can put it in the card box and ship it in the clear card box, or give it to them in a clear card box. Now we're gonna turn that over and get our folds going. And then we are going to open up our card, and we are going to put the Village right on the background. And And we're going to adhere that right into the back. Put adhesive on it and set that right in the back. And I like to set that right along that bottom edge. Set that down. And we're using the Art Institute glue so that we can just put a little bit of glue up there and secure everything in place. Now, if you want to make sure that that's trimmed a little bit so there's leeway. If your base piece here is too long, it'll end up catching on the fold, and you don't want that. So we're going to put adhesive on the edge of your inside panel, all along that edge. And this is your Nativity piece. We're going to set that right along the second fold, and that's why we marked with that pencil line. So we're going to set that right to the left of the pencil line, right on the fold, and you want to make sure top and bottom, your straight top and bottom, push that down and let that sit. That is your inside panel. Now let's take some adhesive and add this right along the edge. And you can use the super tacky tape, the dry tape. I just prefer the liquid for these cards. I have found over time that the liquid holds up a little bit better. We're gonna push that in, let that seam set. We can take our pencil and slide our pencil in there and push that right against that edge. Make sure we have a really good seam on it. We're gonna take this flap, fold it back, put our adhesive there, and fold our card and fold that flap shut. Push that down, and we have just built our 3D box. Okay, don't push it closed right away. Let it sit for a minute before you go wanting to smash it, because you want to let that glue set. Now, our card I accented with the Merry Christmas little piece on the front and the little self-adhesive pearls. add such a little special touch. So I have already cut my the banner piece, and I already stamped and die cut the Christmas that goes on top of it. Now, we do sell super tacky tape in a 3-inch roll and a 6-inch roll, big roll. You unroll it, you put your paper on it, and you die cut, and that turns your paper into a sticker. So these pieces have been die cut with our super tacky tape on the back. When you put the little pieces on, what you want to do is put the little piece that sticks out on the right, so that comes down and it points in, and then this one goes on the left. So one on the right and one on the left, and they're kind of odd the way they sit. So we're going to peel the back off of this, and we're going to stick our title on here. And then we're going to go back in and put the little corners on to make our little accent banner. So when I die cut these pieces, I had my tape on the back, which makes them a sticker. We're going to pull that off. And set that right up in there. Both sides. Just makes a nice little banner. You could stamp directly on the base piece if you wanted to. I just kind of like the way this makes like a 2-layered effect. There is your title, and that's going to go right on the bottom of your card. So let's take our pick tool, pull the liner off, and we're going to set that right on there. And now we have the we can push that flat, and it'll be okay. Nice little Merry Christmas. Now, what we have here is the pine branch die, and this is just a great little die for these little accents. And I have cut 2 of these in green, and then I'm going to take my scissors and just trim this apart, and that'll give me multiple pieces to work with. You just kind of, where you trim it, kind of trim it so it looks nice. Give yourself a nice little edge. And then you can lay those in with a little bit of adhesive. Now, I like to use just a little dot of Art Institute in there. So just give yourself a little, or actually, you know what? We can just put it on the back. Little on the back, right there. I kind of like for them to be free hanging, so they're not exactly stuck all the way down. I think that's fun. You can stick them down if you want to. And you can decide if you want 2 or if you want 3, how many you want. Stick them on there. You can build them up however you want to do it. I think I'm going to stick another one on there. And then I think the little crowning touch here is the little pearls. This one's going to have a lot. Stick another one on. Okay. Now, we're going to add our red self-adhesive pearls to this project. So these are very small self-adhesive pearls. I like to attach them with the pick tool, and you will see that they are not all attached together in a string. So you can literally pull off the ones that you want and stick them down. Decide what you want to do with them. Very, very small, very tiny. I kind of, when I put those on in a cluster like that, I like for them to be in an odd number. So I always put odd numbers on them. I just think that makes it more interesting. Let's put one up in the corners. Now, when I set them on in the beginning, I just barely set them on. And then once I have them kind of where I want them, I will go back and push them down so they're adhered better to the surface. So we've got our pearls on there. I'm going to push those all down, get them in place. And that is how we make the Nativity card, freestanding tunnel card. So I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation today. I hope that you are inspired and can think of creative ways to use this project. You can find our products on our website, www.creekbankcreations.com.